I first heard the news yesterday when I was walking into a coffee shop with a friend. She came up to me and she said, "Hey, did you hear that Kobe died?" And I was like, I, she showed me the post, which was from People Magazine on Instagram. So I was like, my first reaction was doubt, and then like she showed me the picture, and I saw that it was a reputable reputable source, and it was like, the initial shock that it just couldn't happen. Even though, yeah, we looked up some other sources, and it was all over social media. And once you realize it wasn't a hoax, was just the shock of setting in. The last thing I can compare it to is like the kind of shock I remember when Michael Jackson died. Just someone of that stature and legend status that few, even celebrities, get to that point in terms of accomplishment and success. But with Kobe, it was just so unexpected. My heart goes out to all souls on board of that aircraft. I mean, details are still emerging, but all the souls on board who lost their lives, as well as the family. I was praying for all the families involved, and I can't imagine what his family's going through. So I was a fan of Kobe's growing up. I wasn't a huge basketball fan. I grew up playing football and soccer, and I did track in high school, but he was a player who transcended the sport, and his work ethic was renowned across the globe. That even in recent years after he retired, just like how visible he's been in after his career is something that I was so attracted to, that concept of his work ethic and his Mamba mentality and just how relentless he was in his pursuit of greatness, that you couldn't help but respect it. And just thinking back now, how I think in 2016 when he retired, my school had tickets to see the Sixers and Lakers, but that was before he'd announced his retirement. So the chance to be able to see him play in Philadelphia, where he's from, I remember I'm flashing through the memories right now, just watching him, and I'm like, man, that's just to be in the same stadium as a legend like that, because there are really great athletes that will be remembered, but some of them have such a legacy and have a legendary status that few have, and that's why my heart was so sad for all the souls on board. I imagine for them it was just another day. They'd taken the helicopter multiple times. That was a regular thing. It was taking the helicopter to and back to wherever he needed to go, and so it's just imagining. You never know when the last time's going to be the last time, and for his daughter to be with him. And just a few weeks ago, she and Kobe had gone viral, for a moment they'd had courtside. Like, looking back now, it's just surreal that 2 weeks ago he'd just gone viral again. On Saturday, LeBron passes him, and his last tweet was and last tweet and Instagram post were like passing the baton to another basketball player who's kind of surpassed him in points, and it's just a testament to the character that Kobe Bryant had and developed, and the legacy he was making. President Obama had this to say: "Kobe was a legend on the court and just getting started in what would have been just as meaningful as second act. To lose Gianna is even more heartbreaking to us as parents. Michelle and I send love and prayers to Vanessa and the entire Bryant family on an unthinkable day." After his retirement, what kind of President Obama said was that his second act was staging up to be even possibly more meaningful than the basketball career that he had, which was already on a legendary platform, of the true greatest of all time. And to go on to win an Academy Award, I remember seeing him win the Academy Award, and I was just so happy for him. And I'm very athletic, but I also like film. To see him succeed on that level, I don't know, it just resonated with me. And again, I didn't grow up as a super Lakers fan, being a Sixers fan mainly, but you always respected his game. And yeah, what he was doing with the Mamba Academy and in the arts and in business, this man, I mean, it's in hindsight, but Kobe Bryant was an intellectual, a towering intellect. And it's sad how soon he went, 41 years old, and it is just even sadder with his daughter, and I think her friend was on board too. I don't want to get more into the specifics because there's still details coming out, but it's tough when it's a tragedy, I think, is it? And I know for me personally, and I was with friends yesterday, but it's sad that you need something like that to be a wake-up call to your own mortality. A Skip Bayless, one of the few times I'll probably agree with him on something. He had a great segment today on Undisputed, and Shannon too, but I liked a lot what Skip had said about how it impacted him, and I'll put the link in the description. But no, yeah, it was just one of those days where you really reflect on life and how short it is, and how you really don't know what's going to happen, especially with all those involved. And we're talking about wives, sisters, husbands, brothers, so much the NBA responding to that news of Kobe Bryant's death. I mean, I still can't believe it saying it. I know for me, he inspired me more intimately after his career than during it. And that's saying a lot, because he did a lot during his career. And, growing up outside of Philadelphia, to have, crossed paths of where he used to walk, it was just... Celebrities and athletes a lot of times can mean more than just the numbers they put on their back, or the things they do on the court, but more in how they conduct themselves. They're almost like a standard you want to appeal to, how good of he was, how in love he seemed to be, and with his family. And how good a person he genuinely seemed to be. And so, tough news. Yeah, it's just surreal, all the things that kind of came together in one weekend, kind of all around it, looking back. How LeBron was talking about Kobe, which in the videos eerily, how he would talk about when LeBron passed Kobe for third on all-time scoring. That night, Saturday night, he talked about all the accolades and what he meant to him, and seeing that after the events of Kobe's death on Sunday, it's just surreal how eerie. And he's talking about the stars aligning, and they really did in a way. So it's just, I don't want to say poetic because it's so sad, but it's just one of those things you'll look back on and be like, that was weird. How it was just, I think Shannon Sharp today. I mean, I've seen a lot of interviews, but that's the most recent. But Shannon was saying, like, everyone's got an appointment, and I guess it was their time to go, and you got to make peace with it however way you can. And I hope they're resting in peace. I pray for his family and all those involved. I can't do more than that. As well as just take it as a reminder on myself and everyone who looked up to that ethic that he had, that work ethic and morality, and that mind that to just kind of pursue greatness whenever you got. And in our lives, not waste a minute on the court, so, yeah.